Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This week I am going to be taking inspiration from this beautiful collage of pictures that Sarah McInerney put together for the Nail Sugar Grip. Sarah does this every week and it helps to inspire and kind of kickstart some creativity within us. So a big, huge thank you to Sarah who does this along with other things for Nail Sugar and with the other ladies too as well. So I can't wait to get started in this design. So let's just jump in and get right to it. Okay, so jumping straight in, we are going in with this beautiful lavender colour gel polish. I have my little tip as usual all buffed, but I'm going to be doing a couple of coats of this here just to kind of build up the colour. So once the colour is built up and we're all ready to go again, this is a really thin layer of base coat and I'm just going to flash cure this because I'm going to be sugaring or sprinkling on some glitter. This glitter is ultraviolet, obviously available from Nail Sugar. It is an iridescent glitter, so it has a translucent base, hence why I like to put it on some colour. So once that's on, I just tap off the excess and tidy up around the edges, and then it's going to go in for a double cure. Okay, so I'm now going to float some top coat over the top of that glitter, make sure that it's all nice and covered. I then go in for a cure, and then whenever that comes out, I just give it a light buff over just so that any little sort of bumpy bits of glitter that maybe say haven't been pressed down, just that it's all nice and smooth. So once it's wiped over and I have my Nutmeg detailer brush, I'm going in with this beautiful sort of peacock blue colour glitter, and I'm going to start just sort of freehanding on some of the little sort of leaf designs that you will have seen in the collage pic. I think this is from the top row. So I'm just basically sort of freehanding this leaf design, the outline of it, and then we will get filling that in and it will go in for a flash cure. Okay, so now that we've flash cured that blue, so it's still very, very tacky, I'm just sprinkling over some of this gorgeous holographic glitter called Peacock, and it's just the most beautiful blue. So I am sprinkling that over, and then again I'm just sort of like pressing it down and pushing it in just very, very gently to the gel polish, just to kind of make sure it's really sort of burnished on there. And then what we'll do is we will go in for a cure and just to kind of hold everything in place. Next step then is just basically edging the little leaves, and you can if you want, you can sort of do a coat of tack-free top coat if you want to, if you feel more comfortable. But I thought, well, no, I'll try doing some freehand on top of the glitter and sort of see how that goes. It did bleed a tiny bit, but it wasn't too bad, and I was kind of quick with getting the detail done. I didn't sort of want to hang around too much, so it wasn't too bad at all. I wasn't unhappy with it. So once I have that detail done, then it will go in for a cure, and then we'll move on to the next design because I'm going to top coat everything at the end. Okay, so now on to the second design, and I'm pretty much sort of redoing the steps that I done in the first segment, which is I'm applying my colour gel And again, I will build that up, and after a couple of cures, once I'm happy with the colour, I'm then going to put a very thin layer of base coat, and I really do mean a very thin layer, and I'm going to flash cure it for extra tackiness. And this is some Blue Lagoon, and this is just such a beautiful blue glitter. If you don't have it in your collection, you really should think about getting it, because it is the most stunning mermaidy blue colour. Just look at that. So once that's all pressed down and into the base coat, I then cure it. And then, as before, again, I'm just going to float some No White top coat over the top of that. Just make sure that the glitter is all nicely covered and that kind of soaks in. And then we're going to go in for a cure. And once we are out of the lamp, then I'm just going to give it a good buff over and sort of just make sure that any of those little bits, those kind of little bits of glitter that sort of, you know, might sit up or whatever, that aren't, I'm just making sure that it's basically all nice and smooth, so that we can go ahead and get cracking once we have it all wiped off and cleaned. So this is us now jumping in once again with the detailer brush, and this time I have put some of that lovely lavender gel polish on my palette, and I'm working with it to create sort of like the large petals of this flower. So just doing the outline, and then I shall go ahead and get that all filled in. Okay, so after a flash cure, here we are going in with some more of the ultraviolet, and then towards the end of the petals I did sprinkle a little bit of lavender lights, just to sort of give it the almost like a sort of like a faded out purple kind of look, just that sort of two-tone look. So it looked really nice, although I don't think the camera sort of picked it up as well, but it was really pretty looking. So once that's all sort of tapped in into the gel polish colour, then I just pop it on in for a cure to make sure everything is nice and sealed and adhered. And then what I did do was I actually went over the top of this here with a matte. I went over with a matte top coat, so that's why you're seeing the nail matte at the moment. And I just wanted to do that just to kind of make it a little bit more easier for me to paint on. So going in then with some black, I'm just going to add some of the detail in to the little petals. And I also, I don't think I recorded this bit, but I did do some sort of turquoisey blue petals on the blue bit, which it's almost like a sort of like a ghost design. It's really pretty, it is lovely. You'll see it at the end, but I don't think I actually included that in the recording. I don't think I recorded that bit, but I do it, and you'll probably see it in a wee minute. Okay guys, so you can actually see the little petals here with the blue just underneath the lilac. So again, I just kind of put some sort of like a petal design in there, and just to sort of to add a little bit more detail. Like I say, it's more of a ghost design, but once I get finished the detail work on the lavender part of the flower, then we're on to the next design. Okay, so on to the next design, and I am going to be doing an ombre base. So I'm starting off with this lovely lavender colour again towards the free edge, what would be the free edge, and then we're going in for a purple in the midsection and a blue towards the cuticle. So I just kind of apply those three colours, and once I'm happy with that on, then I shall get my ombre brush and sort of start pulling everything together, if you know what I mean, sort of blending it as best I can. Okay, so this is me now going in with my little ombre brush and just kind of like feathering these two colours together, both the purple and the lavender. For me, an ombre is one of those things that it just takes time and it just takes you to play about with. It has been something that I have been practicing and practicing and practicing for the last few weeks, because I do struggle with doing, or I have struggled more so with it using gel polish than I do pigments. I tend to find the pigments very easy to ombre with, so because I'm happy enough with that there, the gel polish is something that I've wanted to work with. So this is not the normal technique that I would tend to use, but I'll probably do a video in another few weeks and go into sort of some of the techniques that I find easy, because if I've struggled as well too, I'm sure there's other people out there as well struggle but really want to give it a go. So I might sort of share a wee video on that there very soon, guys. But once I'm happy with the blend, I pop that in for a cure, and then I wipe off the inhibition layer before going in with my detailer brush, and I'm just kind of drawing on like a sort of branch shape. So again, using black gel polish and just keeping my brush really, really, really light. I tend to sort of press it more towards the branches where they sort of meet, because obviously you know, it's going to be thicker at that point naturally, so that's what I tend to do, and then I just sort of like lighten it as I get to the end of the branch. Once I'm happy with that, it will go in for a cure then, just to make sure that everything is set in place for our next step. Okay, so now on to the flowers, and all I've done is put some white gel polish down. Actually, I think that this here was actually my stamping gel polish, if I remember. And again, I just sort of go around that with my dotting tool, 5 little dots. And I'm now going in with some blue neon pigment and just very, very, very gently dotting that round the edge of the petals of the flowers to kind of just soften everything down and pull it in, because obviously this kind of looks like more like an evening sky. So I just think it softens everything down, and like I say, I've got this inspiration from Sarah's pick. So again, top row if you're looking back on that collage. So once that's all done and I've got my little flowers just lined with some blue pigment, I'm then going to go back in with my dotting tool that you'll see in a little moment, and I'm going to put some centers in the flowers, and I went with purple. At the end of this, I do add some detail into the center of the flowers in the way of crystals, but just for now I'm just sort of popping a little purple dot into the center, and then this will go into the lamp for a cure, and then we'll have a look at all the finished designs. Ta-da! And that is our finished set, guys. That's everything all top coated with my favourite glossy top coat, which is the Glimline Wet Look Finish. It is absolutely gorgeous, super duper shiny. I love it. I've just added 2 nails there at the end, which is just a simple gel polish with some crystals added, just to kind of complete the set and bring everything together. So thank you so much indeed, Sarah, for your inspiration on this here and doing your inspiration board. It really helps to encourage creativity, and I'm so glad I recorded this, because I was just going to sort of sit down and have a play about, but I'm really, really, really glad that I had the record button, and I loved doing these, so thank you. Also, guys, don't forget to check out Kelly and Elaine's huge nail art giveaway collaboration. Their channels are linked in the description down below. So go over and check it out and enter, because if you're not in, you can't win. So good luck with that there, everyone, because it is closing soon. Other than that there, have a fabulous week ahead, and I will see you all again next time. Bye!